Hello everybody. Today, I want to just say welcome to this video. And today I'm going to explain to you what ethical problem I dealt with back in middle school. That day, my mom had dropped me off at school, like any other day. And when I was walking into the building, I noticed that somebody had dropped some money. So I picked it up. I looked around to make sure there was nobody standing around. Once I found that nobody was standing around, I took it into the school office. I handed this money into the school principal and stated to them that I just found this money laying on the sidewalk and that it was somebody else's school lunch money for that day, and if they could try to find who it belonged to. So this picture that I'm going to show to you right now is the people that were involved in this situation. And the people that were involved here, as you can see, were the school, my mom, the principal, the teachers, and the office staff. Now, the three people that I choose to do a role play and kind of talk about their roles in this situation, the first one was the school principal. Now, our school principal, her role in this situation was keeping the students safe, and by doing that, she was able to know each student personal and be able to maybe find the rightful owner. The second person that I chose was my mom. My mom's role was that she dropped me off for school that day. It's the only reason why I found that money, because if I would have rode the school bus that day, I would not have seen the money laying on the sidewalk. The second thing that was her role was that she assured me that I did the right thing by handing in the money, because of how we were raised. If we found something that was not ours, we were always taught that we tried to find the rightful owner and hand it in to the correct person. The third person that I chose was the school itself, because this is where everything took place and where I found the money, and it was on their property where the money was found. Now, their expectations, which this picture here explains to you a little bit about what an expectation is, and if it's unmet, it's a sad face, to where it was met and it's a happy face. And they show you different things, like different lines, like if you meet halfway or if you meet close to the finish line, as I would call it. And over here it says this is reality, because reality is you want to try to make it to the exception that you did the right thing. Now, their exception was that when I found the money, that I would hand it in and do the right thing, which in the end I did. I did not keep the money for myself. I did not pocket the money. I didn't go to a friend and say, hey, I found this money. Do you want the money? I went in and handed the money in to the school itself. Their perspective of the whole situation was that I did hand the money in and that it would help them to find the correct owner, instead of saying, hey, I found this money, can I keep it? And they were also very proud, because in our school district, which was located in Mifflinburg, they always would teach us off and on about the morals and ways that we should be respectful towards others. So I took this time to be respectful and to do the right thing by handing in the money, so I could make sure that so that this person that lost the money could easily be able to have lunch for that week, and that their parents would not have to pocket out any more money towards their lunch meals, because we all know that we all go through hard times in life, and sometimes money situation can be a little short-handed. So I didn't want this student feeling like they just lost a week's worth of lunch because they didn't have the money. Now, with the personal interest, that was towards my mom, because she was proud that I handed in the money and that I did the right thing, and that I lived up to how I was raised, and that I did not just pocket the money and just assume it as mine. Now, the professional interest in this was with the school, because once they tried locating the rightful owner, which they took over about a week, they could not find the rightful owner. So they called me back down to the office and they asked me if I would accept the money myself. And I told them at this time that I would not accept the money, to give it to the lunch people and have the lunch people hold on to it just in case if a parent would eventually call into the school or a student would come forward and say, hey, I lost my lunch money, and they'd have the money there to put in that student's account. The ethical problem that was, somebody did lose their money, and most people nowadays, if they would see money on a ground, laying anywhere, most of them would just pick it up and say, finders keepers, it's mine, I'm keeping it. Where with me, knowing how ethical and morals are in my life and how I was brought up, I knew the right thing was to hand it in and to try to help them find the rightful owner and not pocket the money for myself and be respectful of other people. Now, this other picture, because like I said, I was just talking about ethics and morals and how I was brought up. This picture here, it just shows you a little symbol that shows with ethics, and it has on one side right, and on this side it has wrong. Now, the wrong thing, if I would have pocketed the money, that would be the wrong thing to do. That's not the right thing to do, and you should not do it. The other thing, since I did the right thing and I handed in the money, I was able to feel good about myself because I did the right thing and I handed in the money to the correct people. The school thought I did the right thing and they were very proud of me. My parents were all proud of me. So in the outcome, I did the right thing by handing in the money, and in the end, they were able to somewhat solve and resolve this conflict because the money went towards something good. So thank you for watching, and I hope this made it a little bit better to understand how our school was and how this problem came about.